Chapter 6.5, Linear Inequalities. Your objective for this lesson is to graph linear inequalities in two variables. You're also going to use linear inequalities when modeling real-world situations. All right, example 1, they want to know, is the ordered pair here or here a solution to this linear inequality? So when they ask you that, all you have to do is take your inequality and plug in x for x and y for y. So you get 2 is greater than 1 minus 3, which says 2 is greater than negative 2. Is that true? Yes. So it is a solution. So I'm going to say yes. For B, we're going to take our inequality that they gave us in the question, plug in x, plug in y, and we get negative 7 is greater than negative 3 minus 3. Negative 7 is greater than negative 6. Think real hard about that. Negative 7 is not greater than negative 6. So the answer here is no. Okay? Do guided practice number 1 is what that's supposed to say. On your own, it's either going to be yes or no. I'm not going to give you the answer. I will grade it in class tomorrow. All right. Example 2. They want to know the graph of y is greater than x minus 2. So what you want to do is, what you're going to do is take it and you're going to write the equation of the boundary line. So you're just going to write it as an equation, y equals x minus 2, and then you're going to graph this. So your slope of this is 1, and your y-intercept is negative 2. So we're going to go on the y-axis at negative 2. We're going to put a point, and then we are going to get rise 1, run 1. And we're going to draw our line. Okay, because now if you have greater than or less than, that's going to be dotted line. So I need to go back here, and I need to dot my line.
No comment.
So I'm just going to go down. Oh, it's supposed to be a dotted line. All right, so my eraser won't work. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to dot this line in black. And it's supposed to be a dotted line because it's less than or greater than. If there's a line under it, it'll be a solid line. Okay, now because it's an inequality, you have to shade. So inequalities equal shading, just like when you shaded a number line. If you have a greater than inequality and it's y greater than, you are going to shade above the line. If it's y less than, you're going to shade below the line. But it has to be in slope-intercept form to use that trick. So there's my answer. All right, number 3 I'm actually going to do with you. So my y-intercept is positive 1. I'm going to go up and put a dot on the y-axis at positive 1. And my slope is 1/2. So I'm going to rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. And I can actually go back to my original point, go down 1, left 2. And then draw my line. This one's going to be a solid line because there's a line underneath the inequality. Just like when we did one variable inequalities, if it was less than or greater than, we did an open circle. The dotted line is just the version of the open circle. And then the solid line is just a different version of the closed circle. And then we want to shade it. So it's less than, y less than or equal to, so we're going to shade below the line. All right, example 3. They want us to graph these, and it just has one variable. When there's only one variable, it's either horizontal or vertical. If it's x equals or x greater than or x less than, it's vertical. And we're just going to put a point at negative 1 on the x-axis. So there, and then that's a vertical line, and this one's dotted because it doesn't have the line underneath the inequality. And we want to shade all numbers that are greater than negative 1. So greater than negative 1 would be all of this here. So we're going to shade the right side. B, y is greater than or equal to 2, so we're going to put a dot on the y-axis at 2. And then we're going to do a solid line. It's horizontal because it's y equals. And then we want to shade all the y's that are greater than or equal to 2. So that's going to be above 2. All right, guided practice number 3. I want you to do it yourself. I am not going to give you the answer. I will tell you that since it's x equals, that's a vertical line. And then you are going to graph it and shade it. All right, I'm actually going to let you omit example 4. We're going to go ahead and go to example 5. We want to write an inequality from a graph. All right, so you had this on your paper, and I had to go ahead and draw it. But what you're going to do is first you're going to write the boundary line with an equal sign, and then you're going to put your inequality in. So slope-intercept form is going to be y equals mx plus b. The y-intercept of our line is 1, so that b is going to be 1. And our slope is rise 2, run 1, so our slope is 2. So we're going to replace the m with 2. And we get y equals 2x plus 1. Well, I have shaded beneath my line, my boundary line, so it's going to be y is less than or equal to 2x plus 1. So my final answer is going to be y less than or equal to 2x plus 1. Okay. Have this filled out for class tomorrow, have it ready to be checked, and be ready to take a quiz.